TikTok used to be just a dance app, and it wasn't until I started to introduce other things that it became the app that it is today. And to this day, TikTok pays me. Let me not say that.
I was gonna say directly.
Let me not. But these ones right here.
Jason,
What's happening, baby?
what you saying, bro?
Man, chilling, man.
You good?
Yeah, man, amazing.
I should say Jason Derulo.
Come on.
You know, it's the classic intro line.
My God.
It's a pleasure to have you at Kick Game, man. What brings you to London, though? I've got to ask you straight off the bat.
So I'm doing a show called Project Icon, where I'm looking for the next big star.
Search over.
The search over. I
Here
found
he
him.
is.
I
There,
found him.
right here. Well, you don't need no one else.
No, but it's crazy because you know all the different talent shows, they have, you know, the same format as basically you watching everybody sing against each other.
Yeah.
But that's not really what the music industry is, right? You gotta be able to make the right songs. Can you write a song? You know what I'm saying? That's a big part.
Yeah, my pen's kind of weak.
So it's basically taking all the encompassing things that make great artists today, and we're challenging them on all those things, as well as singing, obviously.
No, it sounds dope. It sounds dope. All right, we're gonna get a bit more into that, but like I
Yeah.
said, you are here in our Covent Garden store.
Yes, sir.
We've got loads of kicks here. I know you know your kicks. Where do you want to go, man? This is your store.
I mean,
These are the females.
this is the female joints over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
We go this way?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right. So over here at the dunk wall.
So yeah, the low tops is a little tricky for me.
Why is that?
Cause I like to be able to hoop in my joints as well.
Oh, you hoop?
I hoop.
Like hoop.
I hoop.
Are there any
I was actually looking for somewhere to hoop here. Is there any?
There's a place called Duckett's Common. It's in North London, and they do tournaments there, proper basketball courts and stuff. I used to, you know.
Word?
Well, I play for my borough.
Yeah.
Having Gay Warriors. You don't
Word.
think I'm trolling as well, innit? I'm not trolling. I got medals at home.
Word?
Not serious medals, but like, there's still medals though. I still won the game.
You carry your basketball in the back of your car? Or?
Oh, no, not like that.
Oh,
no,
okay,
no,
yeah.
no. This is a football country, Jason, man. You know,
You're not lying.
World Cup season and that. But I do appreciate basketball.
Come on.
Have you had any one-on-ones with maybe like, any celebrities, any victims you can tell us about?
Nah, not really. I mean, I really just, I hoop with my family, and then I like to go get like the real runs in the street.
We play against street hoopers.
Yeah, like, you know, I mean, that's
Jason Derulo out in the streets playing.
That's how I grew up, you know, so it's playing against like the randoms, you know.
Okay.
And you know, as you can imagine, when I get there, they got a target on my chest. So
Yeah.
It's your boy, so I'm ready. You know, I come to play though.
They might try to say, let's hoop for a mil. Winner gets well, 500 grand.
That's
trying
what
to get money out of you.
That's what it should be. That's what it should be.
Okay, decent. So you're not into the low tops then?
Yeah, not really the low top.
Okay, we'll move down.
Really low top, but.
We've got a couple high tops here. We've got Dance, Jordan 1s.
Yeah, these the classics, you know, these are the ones that you can buy over and over and over again. I actually wear mine.
Okay.
So like when I'm going to basketball courts and stuff, like people are like, you wearing those to hoop? Like that's always a thing. But I'm not really the person that knows all about the shoe though.
Okay, so you're not
know?
like a sneakerhead.
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
I just like what something looks like or what it feels like.
So what do you do with all your kicks? Because obviously, like, we know you got paper. We've seen that. Like, you've been active. You're very successful. What do you do with all your kicks? Where do you store them? Like.
So I've seen a lot of people that have like these enormous shoe collections, and I mean, relatively speaking, I have a large shoe collection. But if I'm not really wearing a shoe a lot, or like it's just like taking up space, and I don't think that I'm gonna wear it again, I put all of those sneakers in bags.
Okay.
And then I'll let my friends and family take a crack at it first.
Must be nice. Bro.
And then after that, I'll take it to Goodwill where, the less fortunate can have these great pairs of shoes.
Yeah, that's dope.
Where it's not just kind of just hanging on my walls for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's walk down.
So since you a hooper, right?
Whoa, all right, go on. Yeah.
Since
Test
you a
me,
hooper,
man. Test me, JD.
What would be your go-to hooping shoe?
I'm going straight to the 11.
I ain't gonna lie, your boy too. I ain't gonna lie.
And you're not gassing me right now.
I'm not, I swear. I wish I was, because I would have. But
Man,
nah,
chats to me, I'm a real hooper.
I like
What
that.
we saying?
For
MJ,
real, for
get
real.
me on the line. This is what I'm saying. I know.
Did you just pick out of a hat?
No, because you know what it is?
What?
The reason this is an actual story. The reason I got into basketball when I was younger, obviously I grew up watching football and all my friends were into football. But the reason I loved basketball is because when I went to New York as a kid, my auntie lives there. I watched Space Jam for the first time. So like 97, 98. And I just fell in love with basketball because of that film. And in that film, he's wearing the Space Jam 11s. So when I saw Jordan hooping in the 11s in that film, it always just resonated with me like, this is a real basketball shoe. Like these are cool and they're classics, but that's before the technology evolved. This is like a basketball shoe, but it still looks fly.
But how do you feel it? How do you feel in it when you're hooping though? Oh, you don't know that?
Yeah, I can't lie, I've never hooped in them. I've never actually hooped in them, but that's what I would hoop in.
It's a really good, I like it a lot. A lot of people don't like hooping in the 11s, but I actually genuinely like hooping in
And why is that though?
Because of the feel. I like the way that I can like tie them up. They tie up really well.
Okay.
And I like to have the joints really tight. So I don't, when I'm breaking ankles, I don't break my own ankle.
Okay. When you hit them with the crossover quickly and, you know what I'm saying? People say I look like Jason Tatum, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I kind of got the same.
They ain't lying. Yeah,
Same got the height. That's all it is.
Yeah, you just 5 feet shorter, but.
Bro, a whole 5 feet and a whole 20 million poorer. What were you saying? Are you into 6s or is it just an 11 thing for you?
I would like to hoop in these. I wouldn't necessarily wear these out personally, but these are great sports shoes. I would both wear these out and I'd hoop in them.
Okay.
Whereas this for me would just be a sports shoe.
Okay. All right, so we spoke about basketball and taking people on.
Yeah.
But let's talk about music. Like, obviously, you're still doing your thing, you're active, you're making hits, ultra relevant, but there's something called verses.
Yeah.
And that's where the legends battle and they get it on. Is there anyone you would take on in the verses? Because we've seen loads of names float about in the R&B world, dance world, or anyone. Is there anyone you think will be a good matchup for yourself?
I don't know, man. I mean, I have a lot of years in this, man.
Okay.
I think there's very few people that could, attest to those amount of years and amount of hits I've had in a lot of years. So, I mean, I don't know. So I think it's probably a count on one hand of the people that could do it.
Me personally, looking from the outside, being real with you, I feel like maybe you don't get your props as much as maybe some other artists. Because when you look at the numbers, and like we said, the platinum singles and everything, some people get put up there and spoken about like that. Do you feel like that at all, or do you feel like you get all the props you deserve?
Yeah, I feel like that for sure. I mean, after selling 200 million records worldwide, it's definitely a conversation that's not really had.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because of the kind of music that I do and the color of my skin. So they don't really go together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think the fact that I've decided to take another path, the success came, but I think the notoriety is kind of lost between worlds. I'm not the first one to have that happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, I take it with a grain of salt. I mean, at the end of the day, I have a lot of fans that know and love me, and I get to do what I love to do every single day. So, I mean, that in itself is incredible, man. I get to live my dream. So, I mean, I'm not one of those old head salty, like, y'all don't give me my props. I'm not really worried about that at the end of the day. I mean, I have...
And you're putting up numbers still, so it's like...
Yeah.
You have no reason to be like that.
Yeah, I think people get caught up into the wrong things, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not too worried about that. I'm just thankful for the fans that have supported me for all these years. I mean, this is my 13th year in the music industry, man, and that's kind of unheard of, you know.
What do you think the key to the longevity of your career is for you, or just the key to longevity in general?
I think that I'm actually writing a book. That's
So you put author on there as well, TV producer, hooper, singer, dancer,
yo boy,
entrepreneur. Like, what? It's mad.
Yeah, so I'm writing a book, and it talks about mastering your craft. And I think one of the biggest points in the whole thing is never feeling like you've arrived. So it's not like, oh, I did this, so like I can chill, I can vibe. No, it's kind of like, oh, I did this. Damn, how do I one up myself? How do I get to the next level? How do I, do better than I did the last year? So it's always like this chase, and I think you have to humble yourself enough to know that there's always room to grow, and then also that there's always some young nigga behind you that wants your spot, you know? So how bad do you want that spot? When I was a kid, I got a chance to like watch the greats. When I was in Miami watching Lil Wayne be in the studio hour after hour after hour, I'm like, okay, cool. That's what the successful motherfuckers doing. That's what I gotta do. Okay, cool. I gotta live and breathe this shit all the time. Or, you're gonna be here today, gone tomorrow.
It's mad you say that as well, because I've seen a lot of people say Lil Wayne was like hungry like that, like he never stopped working.
Yeah, I got to see it firsthand.
That's mad. All right, let's move into Air Forces, New Balance, see what your thoughts are on these. JD, talk to me, man.
Sheesh.
Are you into these, or anything on the wall tickling your fancy?
You know what? I'm trying to spread my wings a little bit and add to the kind of shoes that I normally wear. These aren't what I would normally wear. Okay. Honestly, but these new styles here.
The Sakai's.
I need to get in on this.
Matches your jacket.
Yeah. So yeah, this is like a whole new vibe for me. But I feel like, I can't be. Like, I never like to be trapped in a different era and be like, oh, I can't get down with the kids are wearing today. I never want to be that guy. So, are people into this one?
Yeah, the Sakai's, they're popular. Yeah. These came out a couple years ago, but still fly and they're still hard to find. So they're dope.
Out of this section here, what's the most popular joint?
In London. This is like the OG roadman stepper trainer right here. That's what we call them, trainers.
Let me get a size 10, baby. Let me get a size 10.
Do you say? Yeah, this is what we wear out here, man. The Air Max 95s.
Okay.
Let's go over to the heavy hitter.
Oh, yes, sir.
You're a heavy hitter yourself. You got loads of hits. Some big joints on this wall.
Yeah, I was just asking about these. My cousin was telling me about these joints.
Off-White Jordan 1s.
Yeah. How much do these go for?
6, 7K.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot
They're
of money.
super exclusive, these. Also, obviously, God rest his soul, Virgil's passed away. So these are like becoming like rare pieces now. Yep. So obviously you got like the Off-White Air Force 1s, Off-White Jordan 1s.
So would you say these are the most exclusive ones up here?
Nah, bro, they're in that realm. I mean, like these, like for instance, the Red October Yeezys, these are like 20 grand.
Nah.
He's looking at me like, you didn't know kicks are going like at this, at this level. Yeah, they're like 20 grand. 20? Because you can't find them. They're like, there was only a small amount of pairs made and you can't really find ones that have not been worn. So they're dead stock. Someone, if they want them, they're gonna have to pay a lot of money for them because it's like an art piece almost.
Yeah,
like, some people aren't even wearing them. They're just put them in their house.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Got the Louis Vuitton Off-White Air Force 1s.
Movies. Yeah, no, this is my vibe for sure. I love all 4 of these.
They're dope. There's another question I got to actually ask you, and it's a very important question, Jason.
Yeah.
When it comes to TikTok now, you've got it in a headlock. You've got it in a headlock, right? And we know a lot of the young people use TikTok. It's one of the most popular apps right now. Yeah. How did you make that transition? Because there's a lot of artists that jumped on it. You was on it quite early, and you've blown up. How many followers you got on there now?
56, something like that.
Did you know TikTok was going to be that big? And I've got multiple questions. Let me start with, did you know TikTok was going to be as big as it is?
I would lie if I said that I didn't. I felt that it was going to be big because when it was musically, I seen all my nieces and nephews on it. And I'm like, oh, this is what the kids are on. Okay, this must be next. Like, I was like, okay, let me at least get on here. But it wasn't until the pandemic where I was like, let me spend a little time on this, you know? And I had time on my hands.
Yeah, a lot of us did.
I had time, so I just had fun with it. Honestly, it was a dance app at first. And it being a dance app, I felt like, I don't know if this could work. You know, everybody doesn't dance, everybody doesn't like to dance. So I was like, let me start posting other shit. So I tried to post a photo. That didn't work. People was like, what the fuck is this? You know? And then I started to like post just like random like story like videos. That didn't work. But what worked was when I was posting things that was like more fun, you know, things that kind of showed another side of me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, like this is a moment where I can be a leader and do something that's totally different on the app. And I think it changed the app forever, because TikTok used to be just a dance app, and it wasn't until I started to introduce other things that it became the app that it is today. And to this day, TikTok pays me. Let me not say that.
I was gonna say directly.
Let me not. But these ones right here.
Hey, that's crazy. No, but I gotta ask you as well though, like, see for the young people that are watching this, because there's loads of people trying to go viral, and it's like every clip you post now is a viral clip. Like, they all get millions of views. What would you say is like, let's call this Jason Derulo's key tips for TikTok? What's the couple key tips?
Yeah, I'll give you a top 5, because this is also in my book.
Exclusive.
So, the number 1 tip is lighting. Lighting is everything, you know, and this is for all of social media, right? If I see a video that's not really lit well, you know, not even knowing about lighting, I'm just gonna scroll. It's not appealing. So even if you don't have the money to pay for like proper lights, you wanna film in a certain time of day, right? You wanna film like when it's really early in the morning, that golden hour, or when it's, you know, y'all don't have that problem here, by the way.
Yeah, we don't know what golden hour is. That's not a thing in the UK.
Yeah, y'all don't got that, but y'all
always, gray hour.
Y'all always have great lighting though. It's with that gray lighting, it's always great actually. So lighting is 1. 2, you gotta stop the scroll. You gotta stop people from scrolling. So you literally got about 1.5 seconds to stop people from scrolling. So like you're kind of on here like this, right? And to make something stop you from scrolling, something needs to grab your attention in some way or another. You gotta decide what that is for you. Sometimes I'll like just pop on the screen, big ass face, boom. It's my big ass face. It's like, whoa, okay, let me stop, let me see what he got to say. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is, be organic to yourself. You know, I mean, you know, you want to go along with the trends and everything. The trends are free views is what I call them. Okay. Because people are always in tune with what the trends are, and they're like checking to see who's doing the trend, to see how they did it. You want to put yourself into it. So like whatever that trend means to you, you want to implement yourself.
Okay. I like that.
But you know, that's, you know, this is some light tips.
Yeah, okay.
Light tips of the day.
I like it. Let's move over here. Let's talk about Swallow. I think the last time I looked, it was like 1.7 billion views.
Yeah.
Crazy amount of views.
Yeah, man.
What is like, you might not know this, I don't know if this is the label or whatever, but like, how much money does a video like that generate? 1.7 billion views.
It's millions. I mean, it's a lot of millions. If you can imagine, these YouTubers are making a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're not even hitting close to those kinds of numbers. So with a song, the songs are just getting way more views. Yeah. But the song is shorter. Yeah. The song is like 3.5 minutes. So you got to take that into account as well.
That's true.
A YouTube video that's long as hell, like if you can get past the 10-minute mark and like have
multiple ads,
and if you had 1 billion views on that,
Yeah,
Now,
God.
you know, I mean, forget about it.
Yeah.
But for a song, 1.7 billion views. I mean, that's tens of millions of dollars.
That's mad. And there are big artists, obviously, that have billions of views, but it's still quite an exclusive club. Like, there's
Very.
not many artists that will ever reach.
Yeah,
Or
very,
have
very
reached it.
exclusive club. It's still in the hundreds, you know what I'm saying? So like for songs on Spotify, Swalla actually just reached 1 billion on Spotify, and I think there's only like 300 songs that have ever made it to 1 billion in the history of songs.
This is what I'm saying. So that's what I was saying earlier. Do you feel like you don't get your props there? Because look at the names you're gonna be up there with.
Yeah.
The people that are around that have probably got those billions of views.
No, it's all good. I mean, I think I get it. I think I get enough props, man.
Okay.
I mean, for me, you know. I mean,
That's the most important thing.
I'm not hungry for much, man. I'm being
Yeah.
completely honest with you. I mean, my name is amongst, you know, greatness all the time. Like for instance, I've had a #1 song in 3 different decades. So in the 2009s, in the 2000 to 2009s, I had a #1 song. In the 2010s, I've had numerous #1 songs, and I've had a #1 song in the 2020s. There's only been 4 artists ever to have done that: myself, Taylor Swift, Chris Brown, Eminem, and Christina Aguilera.
So there we go.
Yeah,
That just
So when my name is mentioned amongst artists that are that great, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like shit like that is enough for me. Like it's just a testament to all the hard work, man. For real.
no, it's mad. It's mad. When you put it like that, that's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So what? Just the future. What does the future hold for Jason Derulo, man?
Lots of business.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of business happening. I have a lot of different tentacles in a lot of different places, and it's just all happening really, really positively, man.
So the entrepreneur hat is just fully on.
Yeah, man. So
like that.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Just kind of digging my teeth into a lot of different endeavors, you know, and watching them grow.
Did someone teach you that, or is it something you had to teach yourself? Where did the business acumen come from? Because there'll be a lot of artists. I know you've been in the game for a while, so you probably learned things. But there's a lot of artists, music artists, that don't really know the business side of things, or even outside of music yet.
I've been really lucky because I've had a lot of great influences around me. You know, my former manager, Frank Harris, was instrumental in helping me out with just kind of learning the whole scope of business.
Okay.
And then just me being into it and interested. You know, the first step is actually being interested in it and having the desire to grow and build. Yeah. See, for me, I want to be the richest black man in the world. You know, that's like an
That's the ambition.
actual goal of mine, because I want to be not just a role model in music, but I want to also be a role model in business, so that kids know that it's more than one way to get to be successful.
Okay.
You know, it's not just being an athlete. It's not just being you know, a singer. You know, there's multiple ways.
Yeah.
And business, you know, is not taught in our neighborhoods a lot, you know? So I really wanna dive into that world, but I have been. But in the public eye, starting in the new year, I'll start publicizing all the things that I'm doing, just so that, you know, our youth have a shining example, because we don't have too much of that. Because all the billionaires that we do know that are billionaires now are you know, from some shoe or some like makeup or but what about like all the other business elements that have nothing to do with entertainment? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Get your trainers, pick out your sneakers, and then hit the cash register and back it up, man.
Sheesh.
It's been a pleasure, brother.
My God, man.
No
Appreciate
worries,
it.
love.
Hey
Did
there.
you find everything you wanted today, okay?
I did.
Okay, so your total today will be
Uh-huh. lit, baby. Look at the people. People ready.
That's all right.